Hey everybody. Caught me off guard here. I was down here talking to Smokey a little bit about the film that we're going to be seeing tonight. Happens to be a pretty interesting looking film. You know, we've got the Mario Bava type of stuff. Those had some nice looks. A lot of use of strange color. Whoa, almost knocked things over here. Film we're looking at tonight is, tinted in different colors. It's a color film, and there are color passages that look like real human beings. But a great amount of this film is saturated in reds and blues and yellows and very ghastly colors. It's one of my favorite films, too. I remember seeing this at a drive-in. Should get my squeegee out, clean up the screen. Hold on, folks. Got to make sure that we're all ready for this, baby. I wish I had a spray bottle. Actually, I wish I had this for my car. The pump went out on my stupid windshield washer, so I'm driving around sort of in the dark. So if you see me driving around, stay away. But anyway, what is the film that we're watching tonight? Vampire People, 1966. Yeah, I saw this at the drive-in just a little while after it came out. It's a Philippine production. We like those Philippine films. Like to be able to show you more of those Philippine films. Now, this is not produced by Eddie Romero, as far as I can see, but it certainly has Eddie Romero marked all over it. It's another one of those De Leon films. And remember, we did a film of his earlier, Terror is a Man, okay? That Blood Creature, I believe, is the title under which, isn't that what we called it, Smokey? Blood Creature? Yeah, sounds like it. That was another one of those Geraldo De Leon films out of the Philippines. And they had a very interesting take on the vampire myth with this film. It kind of fits Vampire People, because there's a lot of people in here who are vampires, and there are a lot of people who aren't vampires in here. The main vampire is this bald-headed guy called Dr. Marco, who kind of wanders around and trying to revive his bride, who has this heart condition, I guess. As a vampire, it's kind of interesting. And they need the heart of her twin sister in order to revive her. And they've got the mother of the twins sort of in tow. And she's sort of like a lackey to the vampire. There's a lot of lackeys to this vampire. You know how in the Mexican vampire films, they always had that Leo character who always was taking care of the vampire. You always got this, the lowest debased sense of a human being is the guy who takes care of a vampire, right? Kind of cleans up around the coffin, things like that. Spooky. And sort of make sure that, you know, that the bills get paid while the vampire sleeps, things like that. And we've got a bunch of them there in this film. We got a hunchback guy. He's a lackey. And it's hard to tell if this hunchback guy is a sort of a vampire himself. Tracks people down and kind of, he bites them, but I'm not sure if he turns them into vampires. There's even this dwarf guy, and this dwarf guy works for Marco too, and I don't think he's a vampire. He's kind of neat. Now, there are also on the other side, the non-vampire people, okay, the priest and some other fellas who are trying to sort of make sense of this whole mystery. They have a hunchback guy too on their side. Seems like a tag team situation going on there. And they all make the same noise. Every time they show either one of these guys from either side, they always go, like that. It's always that same sound. It's really cool. I like that. It's really saving, you know, some energy, right? Got good sound. Use it for everybody. Why not? I think we'd do that on this show. If we could find a good sound, we'd just put it in here and I would just mouth. And we'd, like that. Woo. And you can see right now we've got some of the look going. Yeah, bring that down. This looks sort of Vampire People-like. Yeah. I think you're going to enjoy this film. I watched it late at night, and it brought back great memories of the first time I saw it. De Leon has a real nice feel for this. I think that seeing a Philippine take of the vampire myth, it's a little different than what you might be used to. At times, you get some vampires that walk around during the day. That kind of is puzzling. Yeah. You know that the Philippines and those Asian countries have different myths about vampires. They sort of transcribed and changed the myths a bit. Not as radically as some of the Balinese vampire films that you might have a chance to see. Those are really cool. But this will do you. think you really enjoy this. 1966, Vampire People, sometimes called Blood Drinkers. Vampire People is under what the title under what we see it as. Well, I'm not going to belabor the point. I know you're sitting on tender hooks waiting to see the movie. I would too, building it up as big as I have. Vampire People. Just the title alone makes you sit up and say, gotta watch this film by cracky. And I think that's what we're ready to do. Shoot me an email if you have a mind to. Be interested in your input and your feedback on some of this stuff. Always got that thing there for you to respond to. Trying to bring you the best. Now remember, haven't said this for a while, but our motto. We don't make any distinction between the good and the bad. We just throw classics and everything into a big pot. Classics, Mesa of Lost Women, Vampire People. Throw all of those things into the big pot. Mix it around. We pull out what we got. Well, today we got Vampire People. Let's roll them, Smokey.